It just seems weird. How much you seen all the commercials. The commercials are
I
like,
hate that. That's
like
I hate all
pushing
that.
it
Yeah,
hard.
I hate that. I hate the propaganda
Yeah, and it
that
seems
comes into directly in my mailbox, and then I throw it away, and then it comes again. And I'm talking about regardless if it's Trump or Kamala, I don't like that in my mailbox. I get it if you send it like once a month, but we're getting it like multiple times a week, at least 2 times, 3 times. And I'm like, and I hate the fact that like, because it's not only the presidential race, whatever, it's also governors and people I've never heard about. And then you hear all these edited clips on the YouTube ads that say this guy's doing this, and then you hear edited hella hard. I could tell.
And but like this is what I think automatically in my head. Like if we can tell, I can tell, and I'm not even a techie motherfucker, but if I can tell, so I'm 31 years old, and I can tell. So this shit is focused. Either the people who are making it are focusing it for the older population who can't tell, or they think it will work for anybody. Like we'll be able to catch any age group.
I think it could catch any age group because we all have our biases.
But but I can tell it's edited. Anything edited.
But people don't care about that. People don't care about truth.
Yeah, I don't understand how.
You know, they just want what they want. So it's like, I can tell it's edited too. And I hate that I have to watch this. When it comes up, I feel like I shouldn't have to watch that much stuff. But they shove it in your face heavy. And I think, I think they have to, right? To encourage people to vote. But it just seems like everybody's talking about this guy's negative, like if you're not. And nobody's the same out here in politics. It's all dirty. So I don't trust them. I don't trust anybody on any side because I don't feel like any of them have really done anything that really affected me in the past years.
It probably did affect you, but nothing like...
Well, if it affected me grandly, I would have remembered it.
Yeah, it's just like...
If it affected the community that bad, I would have remembered it. And wow.
Yeah, big impacts. I don't know. But as far as like...
And I'm tired of false promises.
Yeah, that's every year. Or
that's what I'm saying. I think they should be held accountable to a certain extent. Like, hey, you promised 10 things and only 3 out of the 10 came true. It should be a mandatory like minimum. You can't promise 15 things and never deliver 1 or 2.
Yeah, but what do you do? What are the repercussions?
Because isn't it just like you get punished for false advertising? If I come out here and I sell a video game and I say it's the best video game and I show edited footage that's not even real and I manipulate the world into thinking that this is an amazing game and I get freaking millions from it and it turns out it's not what it was, you could have a right to sue that person for false advertisement. So how is that not applied to presidents when they say they're going to do X, Y, and Z for such communities, and then when they get in the office, they don't do any of that, and when they got our vote, yet we can't do anything no more. It's just commonly accepted that, hey, you're going to have to deal with some things that are not going to come true. Yet it seems like the people either don't realize that or are okay with it because they never mention anything. They still like go to the rallies and still hype it up. I don't really think these people are on our side. Neither of them. That they care about me that much. I don't think so. That's why I don't take politics serious. And plus, I'm not informed enough to whatever. But I know that if they would have made a grand impact, I would have felt it.
Yeah, it's nothing grand. Probably just like gas prices are cheaper.
Because then they say Kamala's gonna cut taxes for the working. How many times you heard that? And they say that Trump's gonna cut taxes for the rich, and they're gonna do all this. And Trump promises X, Y, and Z, big ass things like stopping the war in
Ukraine.
Yeah, in the Ukraine. Now that's a great thing if he can do that. As like he said it would end in a day or something like that. Now, if you can do that, I mean, that's huge.
That's impressive, huh?
That's huge. I would be like, damn, that's crazy. But it doesn't matter. It matters how you do it, too. Right? Because how do you do it? Do you just tell them, "Hey, give it up"?
Well, the U.S. supplies Ukraine with like probably like 80% of like their equipment. So if we stop like providing them everything, there's like I think there's like gun factories, like ammo factories here in the U.S. that are strictly like I think doubling the production for them, just ammo wise.
I
Like-
forgot who said it. Like the gun companies want war,
Like, because they make money.
but that's crazy though. What type of human you have to be?
And how much these motherfuckers got hella money already. How much more money do you want? Like if you think about all the companies, all the big companies like cigarettes, all the Vanguard, all these big companies that own like you know how they say like only 3 companies own like 80% of fucking all companies or some stupid shit like that. Like how much money do these motherfuckers want?
They don't have enough. And it's like it makes me think of like the people who made these things popular. Like I don't know who, but like tobacco or really pushed crack, things that really killed a lot of people. I wonder if it's on their conscience, whoever it was, whether it's an individual
dead.
or a group or whoever is now running it. When you think about what it reminds me of the Winchester family, I believe it was them who invented that gun. And then they went crazy over it because so many people would tell them like people died because of the gun you created. And they made so much money. And that's that famous story of that girl who lived in a mansion. I kept adding like false rooms and doors that led to the outside with a straight drop and upside down stairs because she felt like the ghosts of the dead were following her. It makes me think, right? If you're doing stuff like that, you actually have to you have to be convinced that that's really happening to you. You don't just build a mansion with upside down stairs and almost like you're building traps for the ghosts to make it hard for them to find you.
Yeah, I never. And then would the ghosts even fall for that though?
I don't know. You would think a ghost just goes through walls, huh?
Yeah. And I mean, I wonder if like outside, because there's no outside ghosts. When's the last time you heard or seen an outside ghost?
Outside as in public?
Outside, like in there with not contained within a building.
It happens. What are you talking about? There's roadways, there's parks that are haunted. There's a bunch of things that people say are haunted.
Yeah, those fuckers don't exist.
You don't think so?
That shit don't exist.
I think it's hard to believe like well, it comes down if you believe in ghosts, but if you believe in ghosts, that means you believe in spirits in some way.
No, they like to be indoors. Ghosts are indoors. They like being indoors.
No, they're outside too.
No, they get cold outside. They don't like the outside. They stay inside.
Well, it seems like the majority are inside.
So
they like the AC.
So if she had the doors that led to the outside, and they actually went through that door, they would no longer have access to come back in, unless somebody can. You know how they say like something, don't do this because you'll take the whole ghost home with you or some shit like that.
Yeah, but if that was happening to you, don't you think like your best hope is God? If you really believe, like if you really like believed or was convinced that evil spirits was following you, wouldn't that assure you that there's a God? Or no? Or would you just think that that's something paranormal, that's unexplained, that's not tied to anything?
I don't know.
Because it seems like the spiritual world is another dimension.
But then you think about which God. Like if you're not a religious person but you believe in ghosts, you would think that you would follow some type of religion. But which religion would you follow?
That's where you would have to educate yourself.
And which religions are anti-ghosts? Like which religions protect you against ghosts that says like a ghost will not disturb you or something?
A ghost will not disturb you.
Yeah, because that's the one you would go for.
Well, you would think all the ones that claim to be holy, right?
Holiness protects against ghosts?
Well, it seems like if you're holy, you have connection to God.
Oh, yeah, because, I mean, anything, I guess, yeah, because you would think any ghost, if you're scared of something, more than likely it's because you think it's going to do you harm. And which means they're evil. And anything evil is the opposite of holy, so then you think, yeah,
Yeah, like I believe like for like Christians who believe in the Holy Spirit, like me, I believe that a ghost can't touch me because I have a piece of God with me.
No matter
So
how
when
hard
they
they
see
try,
me, they get scared because they see Jesus.
no matter how hard they try, no matter how many they crew up with.
I used to be scared of ghosts, like, and that's dropped so much. I don't worry about it. Like before, I couldn't go to sleep if I heard something out of the it would stay on my mind over and over again. Now I go to sleep peacefully.
You don't even have to turn the light on.
No,
You don't have to sleep with the TV on or nothing.
no, I don't have to.
Hmm.
I do it because sometimes because I want to see when I get up at night to go to the bathroom, so I don't hit anything. But I feel like, but then I question like, okay, I believe in that, but will I willingly go to a haunted house? I wouldn't willingly because why would I? That doesn't make any sense.
It just seems like you're surrounding yourself with evil just because you want to. Even though you think that, even though you know you're protected, it's like it just seems like messed up to go
Seems disrespectful
and seek it.
But I don't know. I don't know what the Bible says about that. But I know like we were protected from evil spirits because what could evil spirits do? They're nothing.
There's nothing positive.
They're laughable
too.
Like they're laughable. The demons and the evil spirits, they're laughable to us. That's why the pastor. Have you ever seen the video where they were filming in a church, and the pastor there was noise on the roof. Don't. And the pastor like, what the heck is that? He didn't say that, but I don't know. He was mentioning like, what is that? And they got back to the interview happening again. He said, hold on. And he walked outside and he looked at the roof, I guess where the noise was coming from. And he's like, be gone. Leave us alone. He's like, goofy. He's like, leave us alone. You ever seen that? And he's like, he's just a goofy. And he left. Like the amount of seriousness he takes, he has no like respect for a demon because what is he going to do? When Jesus and the disciples came and they traveled they were traveling on a boat from one side of the land to the other, and there was a man there who was possessed by spirits. And when he seen Jesus, he ran towards him and he kneeled to him. And he was like, he's like, I don't remember word for word, but he was saying like, what do you want with me, Lord? Like he was saying that. He recognized him as the Son of God and everything. And Jesus said, what's your name? And he said, Legion, there's multiple of us that were in the man. And he said, don't send us into the abyss. And he said, at least send us into the swine, Lord, which was a group of pigs that were on top of the mountain. And Jesus sent them into the pigs. And the evil spirits left the man and went into the swine. And as soon as that happened, the pigs went crazy and they ran off the mountain into the water and drowned and died.
Yeah, they didn't even get to eat them. That's a waste of carne right there.
But as you can see then, so even demons bow down. They're gonna bow down.
I wonder what the abyss that they were talking about was.
We're talking about hell.
But
they're scared to go back. Like, I don't know.
But how'd they get out? They did jailbreak? They watched too much jailbreak or what? They must have got out, right?
I don't know. Well, I assume I don't know that. Where do demons come from?
Yeah, I don't.
That's really the question.
They had to be born somewhere.
Because why do they? If it's a human being who died and his spirit stayed here, is that where they come from, or where do they come from, or does like the demon have his own way of like creating these things or whatever?
Because when I think about demons, I think about something other than humans. Like, I don't think they're human.
Because they're known as evil spirits.
Yeah, I don't think. And then, but if you think everybody has a spirit within them,
yeah,
and then maybe it could evolve into something monster-wise, maybe. But I just feel like it seems like they're being born, like in hell when they have like their own ditty parties. They have their own ditty parties, and then demons pop out of dudes' asses.
But that's assuming that they have control over hell.
No, but who controls hell then?
I think God has laid the rules in hell. I think people have Now we're just all speculation right here, but I think people have the assumption of hell's controlled by the devil and he rules and he does whatever he wants. But I've heard people say, "Now the devil is a captive too. He's suffering in hell too, but he has power over the world though, over the earth." So I don't know. I don't really know the answer to that, like everything. But if the devil rebelled in heaven, right, that means there's free will in heaven. How can you rebel if there's no free will? And he took a bunch of angels with him that agreed with him, because Satan was like, basically he wanted to be God, and he fell with a bunch of angels. Jesus said, "As fast as lightning."
So those angels that fell with him,
They could be his crew, I guess.
but are they in the same rank? They don't hold the same rank because
I don't know if it's a demon slayer though. I don't know if it's that, where they have ranks.
they have to have ranks, because if as far as just if you talk to the average person and you ask them who rules hell, they're gonna say the devil, right? And the devil is whatever. There's a name, Lucifer, right? That's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So so everybody knows that.
Well, I think in the Bible it doesn't give him a name. I think it calls him Satan, Satan.
Oh,
That's
so,
it. And Satan is not his name. I think it's a certain title or something like that.
But if as far as the average person, they're gonna say he rules.
But I think an informed person would say he doesn't rule.
Well, I mean, he's the head of the evils. He's the CEO.
But
Right?
I think
So then, though, but in heaven, he was the same rank as every other angel.
we don't know that.
There's
I don't
ranks
know
in
that.
heaven.
I believe there is. I believe there is.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. Now
So-
we're going into a space that I'm not 100% on. So I'm going off of what I remember.
Because it's weird to think that if he took other angels down with him,
Because they rebelled too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he dragged them.
yeah.
He rebelled too. So God said, "Oh, you guys are out then."
So, what I wonder what the rank is like. Who's number 2? Who's his right hand man? There's got to be somebody. And then I'm sure I always break it down into like when you know how like the FBI or like the DEA, when they get crews, when they're going after the big guys like Escobar or whatever,
Yeah.
they rank them as they put them at the top, and then they have their generals and their soldiers like that. I think of like that, but hell, that's like
I don't think like that. I mean, I don't know if they could be. I mean, I don't know. But I'm saying I don't think like that. I think it's just a bunch of fallen angels, basically. What they're doing, I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
I think they have plans. Like I'm sure they have plans, and like they get
I
together
feel like
on
Satan
Tuesdays.
is happy, though. I feel if I had a guess, Satan is happy as far as his impact on the earth. Like, look how much evil is out here. Look how much people are confused. So I feel like he's satisfied and happy. And they say he's good at like, I'm assuming
Negotiations?
manipulation.
Hmm.
You know, he tries to pull people away from God. He don't like you getting close to God. It's basically Satan is somebody who's falling and is trying to take anybody else with him.
Yeah, it has to bring them some type of joy or power.
I remember like before I became a Christian, right? I would view religion in a certain light. I don't know how to explain that. It was always like I don't know about this, and I would view it like very. I would just question it a lot, right? Like, what are these people doing? Why are they doing it and stuff like that? But now that I became religious, I'm wondering if I'm starting to lose that, like that view on religion itself, because it's changed like completely. 100% in my mind, Jesus is God. No denying it. Because of my personal experience. Now I feel like I can only tell people my experience, but I can't make people believe. And when I view or when I talk to somebody who doesn't believe in Jesus or something like that, or is questioning them, I try to think back of when I looked at the Bible and was like, that was written by man. You know, but I think a lot of that was because I wasn't informed. How can I speak about the movie when I've never watched it? It's the same thing when how can I speak about the Bible when I've never even read it? It's a very ignorant thing to say.
It's a big commitment to say you're going to read something you have little interest in.
But it's because as a Christian, I believe that these are God's words. So how can that not be interesting? Well, it started off to me like, why so many people believe that this is the word of God? It's so many people. It's a huge amount of people that believe in this. And it's crazy that a huge amount of people believe in this and I never even gave it a chance. Why? So I was like, like it's not smart. How can I say I'm smart and have these type of opinions without even looking into it? So I was like, well, I'm gonna start looking into it. And then I looked into it, whatever, and then I realized like, okay, the way Jesus spoke, I don't feel like it's so unique and special that I don't think that can be replicated by man. Like I think that's coming from a higher intelligence somewhere. The way he spoke. And even back then they were like, who is this man that speaks this way? And that's how I feel like. And he makes you think. And then on top of Jesus is acknowledged by every religion and spoken positive in every religion, not just Christianity. Positively in religion. Now there's other people who speak bad on them because they don't believe in them.
Yeah, but they're probably the bad stuff is just because they feel that he's not the real God and that's why he's bad. But as far as like what he's saying and what he's teaching, as far as how you should carry yourself, I think all that's good.
I think he's the best moral example we've ever had. Who else?
Definitely not Diddy.
That's why. And how is his word still relevant today? And Jesus said, everything in this world will perish. He said, but my words will never die. And so many people are convinced and have personal experiences and can tell you, Jesus saved me. And now I'm one of them. And Jesus teaches confidently that he grants us heaven based on his grace, based on him going to the cross and dying for us and taking the punishment we deserve. So I understand that a lot of people are like, well, to like, when it comes to the Jews, they're like, he didn't fit the criteria, when that's arguable. And they say that, oh, God will not come down and limit himself as man. A lot of people say that. God wouldn't be a man. He needs to eat. Jesus needed to drink. And I'm like, but so you're setting a limit on what God can do? You're telling me if God wanted to, if he wanted to, he can't come down as a human? I think the big part of it is people don't understand the Trinity, like word for word, everything and everything. But how do you think you're going to understand everything about God with our finite minds? We're limited. And I think when it comes to God in every religion, a lot is faith as well. And faith is something that it's a belief system. And when you believe something, that means you just, what would they say? Like, it's not provable. That's what you believe in it. That's a belief system.
That shit's too complicated.
I think it's complicated because you haven't looked into it. And I think like a lot of times people say we should respect other people's religions. And I see the love in that, and the idea of that. But when we break it down, it's super hard. Because how can you respect another religion that is leading others to hell when you believe that wholeheartedly? How can you respect that?
Everybody wants to be nice. Everybody wants everybody to be nice and not mean. I think the only thing that I see that is not good is when they start attacking each other or their religion. When you start talking like attacking it, if it's coming as a form of an attack, it's never gonna convert anybody. But
But it's
that's all
hard
you
because
see.
anything that a lot of things can be seen as negative, even when you're just reading off the book. But I don't like the way you said that. I don't like the way you highlighted this, and it's hella hard, and it's something that I mean I don't know. I don't know the solution to that.
We would need another Jesus like moment to or relive or whatever, come back to life thing.
But
Because he would be able to do it.
But people said like you often hear people say like, why doesn't God present himself? Huh. And make us all believe. Why doesn't he come down and make us all believe? He did already. You still don't believe him. Now he didn't show you personally, but like when there's such a huge claim that when people are saying that God was here, and then you still don't even pick up the book, it's a certain thing like in the whole Bible is when you look at Jesus' life, it's so positive. You know the things he's teaching. Jesus never went to war. He never fought anybody. He never killed anybody. He didn't even retaliate. All he did was use his words. When he got slapped by a Roman soldier, he just told him, why you slap me if I speak the truth? That's it. How can a man have so much, what do they call it? What do they call it?
Patience?
No.
Tolerance?
Yeah. A man? Nah. Like, I don't think so. To me, that's God. But I understand that it's like, I don't know when it comes to convincing other people, right? You try to tell people because you believe wholeheartedly that this is the way to heaven. And if you love somebody, of course you're going to tell them. But I think people have doubts and questions and have personal experiences that make them distance themselves from God and have no understanding and sometimes don't even want to look into it. So I don't know how to do that. And that's why I don't think it's my job to do that. I think it's my job to let you know. Like I think the Bible said, plant the seed and then God will grow it.
So that shit sound good.
It's true though. I can only plant the seed. I can't bring you. It's not me. I'm nothing special. I'm just planting the seed in you and God will grow it. That's why I told you, I believe you're going to come to Christ. I believe it. I believe he's going to show you. I believe he's going to show you. Now, I used to think like, you know what I used to think? I used to think because me and you have such a huge impact on each other. So when I fully went full board, I assumed that because of my influence over you, and just like the same, you have the influence over me, that it would make you consider it heavily. At least start reading. Because someone so close to you told you about his experience. But then I realized like, oh, it's not like that. Everybody's different. And then I was like, that was weird to me. But I'm like, okay. But now I realized, like I said, it's not my job to do that. God's going to show you. God's going to show you.
I would never consider watching The Chosen. Ever.
And I think it's so good to have that because they're converting that into, I don't even know how many languages.
The Chosen, like for me, gave me, it makes it interesting because you see it. It's like visually, you see everything and you hear the voice and the actor, whoever the guy's name is, plays Jesus really good. Like everything plays out good. Yeah, everything. And it sounds good in the time, everything going on, everything just done good in the show. So it makes me interested. But I never would have thought I would have liked a show like that. That had no action in it.
Yeah, I think you have to, it puts the picture to it. And I think things like that are so helpful in today's age where a lot of people don't want to read. It's so helpful. It's helpful for me. You know, it's like sometimes when I don't read my Bible, I'll watch clips or I'll watch movies or I'll watch something related to Jesus and then I'll learn and then I'll fact check it. That's the important thing. Just check it with the Bible. If it matches up, okay. Then I'll watch it again sometime. So it's like, but to me, it's like, as a believer, and when you hear stories of other believers, and there's a lot of there's similarities that they say that happen to them, and it happens to you too. It's like, okay, is this a coincidence?
It's I think the whole time everyone accepted the time. That's the thing that's a little bit more convincing for me too.
You're talking about the calendar.
Yeah, and all of a sudden everybody in the whole world just accepts the change. It's all of a sudden year one.
Well, they said because of how popular Christians were. It was a huge amount of people. And they started, the calendar is from Jesus' birth. And the disciples found it important to document that and start counting, whatever.
But nobody said no.
I don't know. I think because it was just, I think Christians started spreading everywhere. Because like Paul, he spread it everywhere, was traveling everywhere and telling people about the gospel.
But you'd think you would get someone somewhere to say, nah.
It's crazy though, because look how many false gods there is. Like how many gods other people worship. Right? And I know that would be the argument for other people who are not Christian. They would say, who's to say Jesus is not a false god? There's just huge evidence that Jesus did exist and he was crucified. And that's the biggest part. Like, outside, if we can prove 100% that he was resurrected, it would be over. It would be over. How can you deny that? But we know for a fact Jesus existed. He was a real person. And he was crucified.
He was by himself? Or was there more people getting hung too?
There was 2 people with him.
Like within his crew or what?
No.
Random strangers?
There was a thief. You never heard that story? There was a thief. I believe it was a thief and then another guy getting crucified. And the other guy, I believe, told Jesus, like, if he's God, let him save himself. And the thief said, like, don't you have any, I don't know exact words he said, but he was saying, don't you have any sympathy or something along the lines? He's like, we're on this cross because we deserve this punishment. They're like, he didn't do anything. Jesus didn't do anything. And then keep in mind, this guy was a thief. He was basically a criminal. And he looked to Jesus and he said, Lord, remember me when you go into your kingdom. And Jesus told him, today you will be with me in paradise. And he let him in. So it shows you he wasn't baptized.
He got lucky.
He believed, and in that moment told him, remember me.
Who says baptism or baptized, whatever that's called, is a requirement?
Jesus said you had to be.
You have to be baptized in order for you to enter the gates or whatever?
He didn't say that. He just said one should be baptized.
Oh, okay. So it's just like a recommendation.
But it shows right there that, well, I mean, it's a thing that you should do. But if it's too late, like it was for him,
it's not a deal breaker.
It wasn't like you're not getting in because of that.
Yeah.
He put his faith. Well, John 3:16 is the biggest like verse everybody talks about, which said that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believes in him should have eternal life. It doesn't say whoever believes in him and gets baptized and goes to church. It didn't say that. It just said whoever believes in him. But I think that's where you got to examine, what does belief really mean? You can't say I believe in Jesus and then nothing changed in your life. You're still doing the same thing you're doing. You're still going out here to these parties, to these Diddy parties. You're still doing what you want. You're still doing drugs. You're still whatever. You can't do that. And Christians say, like, if someone's really a Christian, you will see the impact on their life. And since I converted to Christianity, I'll ask you, because who knows me more than you? Do you think there's been a change in my life?
Since the whole...
Since the whole experience. Just from an outside perspective. And be real, too.
I'm trying to think, because you never did anything bad, like to begin with, even back then. But I think now it's I think more calm. I think that there's more calm. I think there's like you look for. There's a lot of thought. There's more thought. You're more thought like that. You think a lot
You think
more.
I'm more thoughtful?
Maybe thoughtful too, but you think about things more. Like when
In depth?
you dive deeper into thinking about what if you're doing is true with
the faith.
with the faith. Yeah, like there's a lot more whenever you think of something that you never thought was bad before, now that you put thought into whether or not it's considered to be the like
sin?
Maybe not even a
Or
sin,
just
but
drawing me away?
it's just not good. Because it's always trying to make sure you don't do anything that Jesus himself would not approve of. Like even because if you think about it, there's a lot of shit that you don't think about that is actually not good. And all that, like people promote a bunch of shit that's not good, but they do it just because it's normal.
But I still need opinions. Just like right now before we came down here. Because I already have I have my initial thought, but I don't always trust my initial thought. I need another mind to tell me. And then even then I can use your opinion and then think about it, and then it would be like, yeah, this is right, or this whatever. Because sometimes I don't feel comfortable making that decision alone. So I'd be like, I always check it. And then if you check me, hey, what are you tripping about? Like then it sits with me, like then I ask my soul again. And it says, you're right. Like it makes sense. Even though I was already leaning towards something, that confirmation makes me feel better about my decision.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes it's easy for, like, sometimes people ask me shit and I have no idea. I'm like, I don't know what the right path is. But sometimes you just know, it just hits you. Like, oh yeah, this is the right move. Because in my heart, that's what my heart says. Now, where that comes from, I have no idea. If that could be God telling me like, hey, this is how easy it is. Just tell him. Boom. But I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes
But it's because my gut will tell me, it will give me an instinct. But sometimes I question my gut. Like, is my gut morally correct? Is it mainly what I'm trying to do? That's it. And I'm like, well, let's check another gut. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's how I feel like it's the smart thing to do. I'm okay with being wrong. I just don't want to make a decision and later on be like, this could have been avoided if I would have just checked up with everybody else on their opinion. And I feel like people don't do that. I don't really care.
Because people are scared to think that they're gonna be looked at as like, how could you not thought about this, or like nobody's perfect. Yeah. And the only way to, especially, I don't know, when it comes to certain decisions, it's easier to just, you got to have somebody to check with that is, that you already know that their heart's in a good place. Like you're supposed to ask people's opinions and thoughts on things that you know are not out to fuck you in any way, no matter what. Like it's you know what they're telling you is at least in their eyes the best move for you, and there's no hidden agenda of any kind. There's only people you gotta. If you can surround yourself with fuckers like that, then yeah, that's the move.
Yeah, that'd be good. That's how I had to question it. I question myself. I doubt within myself, and it's hard. Like being a Christian is hard. And by no means I'm perfect. I'm still a sinner, 100%. And it's not easy.
Sometimes in my head, I think about like violence.
I do too.
And I think like, is it bad that I think my instinctive thought is my head starts thinking about violence when something happens. And then I start thinking about like, it's never a good idea. And where this is going to lead is going to be more than likely jail. But it's like, what do you do? Because I don't want to go to jail, but then how much can you tolerate?
But I think you can't give your thoughts power. I think because it's a weird thing how we can't control our thoughts. You just think crazy stuff sometimes. And then you sometimes question that. Why am I even thinking that?
And then I think, am I overdoing it? Am I overreacting?
But I think with the thoughts is always like, when I get a crazy thought, I don't give it power. You tripping. Whoever that is, whoever's feeding me that voice, I don't know who that is. Right? Because it seems like if you have an inner voice telling you you suck or you're not good enough or these things, where does that come from? How can something come within you negative about you? It's hard to understand. That makes you think there's an outsource that
there's two
that put that in you.
There's probably two of you in there somewhere.
Or that devil speaking to you.
Yeah, and one of them is like gives you like props when you do good shit, and then one of them just wants to.
Because violence can feel good. Why? Right? You beat somebody up, you feel good about that. Accomplished. Yeah, I handled that motherfucker like that. You feel well, okay, but why? I'm not so quick to go to violence when this doesn't need to, when we don't need to.
Yeah, I always think. That's why I'm saying in my head always thinks. Like I think like this like that time I told you about that the dude that had like when he smacked that paper out of my hand at work like a long time ago, maybe like a year, 2 years ago, whatever. And my initial thought was like to push this motherfucker as hard as I could. That's my instinctive of me telling me that. But I almost did it. But he automatically went down and apologized and picked it up. But I'm like, what if that wouldn't have happened? Where would that ended up? Because once I push, it's like I walked through a door that I can no longer walk out of. And it's like I don't want to be in that door, but instinctively, that's where I want to go through. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, but how much? Like I don't know how to.
And sometimes I don't want to put people in that, because when I enter an altercation, I never enter it with I'm gonna lose. So with that mindset, and I get into something with another person, I care about the other person. So if this person did something to me or was disrespectful, I think of like, and I know this is not 100% because in a fight anybody can win or lose, but in my head I'm always thinking I'm gonna win. Because why else would I step into a situation like that? So I'm thinking, is it worth me hurting you over that? Like, because what you said to me, like I feel disrespected already. And I could take it. And I know by you saying that, you don't have no idea where I'm willing to take this. So out of respect for you, it's not worth it. Like, because it's no longer, before as a kid, I've said this many times, it was about proving myself. And what that entailed it was if I was with you and if somebody disrespected me, I would have done something 100% because it's a proving thing of I'm going to show my brother who I am. Now, if somebody disrespects me, I'm not going to do that. Now, if I choose to hit them or do something along those lines, it's no longer based because I'm trying to show you something. It's based just because I want to hit them. Because I'm no longer trying to prove anything to you. Because when you live like that, you're never going to stop. You're going to be trying to prove it to your next friend, to the next friend, whatever, and it's going to lead you downhill. I already proved it to myself. And that's not a thing of like, I'm super tough or nothing like that. No. I'm just saying like, when it comes to a situation like that, I now think about the other party. Like, you just said this and I could slap you for it. And I know you can retaliate back, but I'll take it further. Like, we can take this to jail, wherever you want to go. And it's a horrible mentality that I've had, but I think that comes from just growing up in Stockton. And I think it's prideful too. And sometimes it's so hard to let things go.
Yeah.
It's so hard. And sometimes the opinions of others, of somebody might say, man, you should have did this and this and this and this. But it's like, over what? Like a TV or something? I remember when we went to Walmart to pick up a TV, the what do they call it? The person who worked there who brought us the TV was upset already. I don't know if he was having a bad day or what. And he was saying like, he told us we park somewhere. He's like, don't park there, park over here. And was like talking like that. And my blood boiling. And the more he's saying, the more it is. But I'm just like, my head, I'm like, chill. Like, like, what's the point of this? Like, whatever. I get out and he said, don't do this, don't do this. And my dad said, because my dad was there. My dad's like, chill out, man. Chill out. And looked at him like, hey. And when he said that, he calmed down. And I know they were saying that to me, like, hey, oh, you like questioning why I didn't say anything, why I didn't do nothing. Because it's over a TV. And it's like, I'm not worried about what you guys think about me. Like, I'm worried about the situation. Okay, me and this guy get into a fight over what? Over that TV? Like, you know, when I boil it down to that, it's not worth fighting over. It's like a girl. I'm not gonna fight over a girl. If you want her and she wants you, take her, bro. She's yours. I'm not gonna fight over her. Take her. You can have her. But people have like and I get it. I think it's a human thing, right? Like if you're dating someone and that girl cheated on you, you have such a anger towards that other party. You don't even know him, but it's like I think
basically like you were eating ice cream and then this dude took a lick out of it.
Yeah,
he took a lick out of your ice cream. You weren't even done with it.
But the reality is, you think this is your ice cream. No, it's yours right now.
So when do you finish the ice cream?
You just hope you get to finish it.
Damn,
that's it.
You know how?
But somebody has the power to take it away. It's like this is a free ice cream within a community, and at any point it could be taken away from you, and you gotta mid-lick. You know, so
you didn't even get to the bottom, to the chocolate.
And when you look at it like this is the water that I'm drinking out of, but it's not mine. So if you take this water away from me, it's not mine. Why am I gonna get upset? You know, if this water stays with me forever and I get to finish it, I value this water. Because it wasn't mine, but now the water's saying I'm yours. So it's different. But that's why people get so angry. And it's crazy because people not only fight over it, they die over it. Mid-lick, tongue out and everything. And that's when you look at it like that, she's not yours, it's just your turn. Oh, it's peaceful. It is what it is. So don't get upset at the next man, huh? Get upset at the woman. Unless that woman was forced into something. Then you get upset at the man, of course. But if that woman willingly went up to that, instead of getting mad, walk away from it. Respect yourself.
Yeah. You'll find a new ice cream.
There's plenty. There's freezers everywhere. Handing them out.
There's a million motherfuckers ready to lick that you can take from.
Yeah. And it's just a game. That's just a game. So don't get upset when you're mid-lick. And that's crazy. But that's life. And when you look at it like that, it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
There's people who murder the other person. Why? Yeah. Like, why would you? I'll murder all my family. Right? I never want to do that. It's a horrible thing within me. That, like, I don't know. Maybe God can remove that from me. But it's a horrible thing within me. Because when I think of murder, right, even saying that doesn't feel right. But as a man, as a human being, you have an instinct to protect. And if somebody puts one of yours in danger, you're gonna do what you have to do. But you're gonna give somebody like that power that doesn't even respect you. You don't deserve that.
I don't know, go to jail, go to prison for the rest of your life.
For the rest of my life, for somebody who doesn't even care about me, who cheated on me.
For a melted ass, fat, overweight, diabetic fucking ice cream. Fuck that.
That's what I'm saying. Like reserve certain things within you. That's crazy to ruin your life.
And no more ice cream, never.
Ever.
Only the Diddy ice cream.
No more ice cream. You just get the cone.
Nah, the cone's still
No,
good.
the cone's good. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's something
Nah,
else.
you're getting pura baby oil.
You're getting vegan ice cream. Something. Thank you for listening to the AB podcast. You can follow us in the links below. All our social medias are linked there. If you want to buy some merch, the merch that we're usually wearing in the podcast, you can buy it as well. The link will be below.